want some more, nigga.
Young Savage, why you trapping so hard? Why these niggas capping so hard? Why you got a 12-car garage? Why you pulling
from the pocket?
Hoes and popping pillies, man, I feel just like a rock
Dockery.
star.
And he makes it.
All my brothers got that gas and they always.
Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Dockery. I'm back with another video. Today I'm by myself, no brothers, no girlfriend, just me. But before I get started, like every video, I gotta choose the shout out winner for this video. And I just want to say I appreciate all the support and love, especially my active squad out there, y'all that got notifications on and are always on every video, commenting and liking. I really appreciate you guys. If you guys want to reach me, make sure you guys are following me on all my social media, because I talk to all my fans. I do giveaways, I do follow sprees, and I'm always talking to fans through them. Last night while I was working out, in between my sets, I was replying to a bunch of kids, a bunch of people on Snapchat, Instagram, and Twitter. And especially on Instagram, I mean, I'll go live sometimes. I'm gonna start going live a lot more on Instagram so I can do a lot of Q&As and talk to my fans a lot more. So make sure you guys are following me, especially on Instagram. I don't really like Snapchat because it deletes the messages and I don't remember what I'm talking about when I do talk to kids. Sometimes I'll say the same thing to kids and it'll be weird, but I talk to a lot of kids who reach out to me through my social media. So make sure you guys are following all my social media. And also, like I do before every video, I gotta choose a shout out winner. I tend to choose people who comment early because that shows me that they got notifications on. Hey, so the shout out winner for this video, and I always randomly pick through my squad. The shout out winner goes to Nathaniel R. Shout out to you, bro. I know you're a beast. I know you got notifications on. I appreciate the love and support. So if you guys want to win a shout out, listen, I choose randomly. So if you guys want to win a shout out, and if you're in my squad, I'm gonna do something special for you guys soon. All you guys gotta do is below this video, next to the subscribe button, there's a bell. Make sure that bell is on. If you haven't clicked it, click it. Make sure it's on, and then comment squad. That's all you gotta do. Keep your notifications on and comment squad. And like I said, the earlier ones are my favorite. Also, you guys, if you guys got questions for me, I've been doing this every video. I've been answering a couple random questions from all my comments. So if you guys got questions for me, drop them below, because I do go through my comments every video. I know I can't get to all of them because there's so many, but I'll randomly choose questions and I'll put them at the end of every video. So today, guys, I'm gonna talk about what happens when you guys are late. More specifically, this one is for when you are late to college football meetings. Over the years of playing football, I've seen it happen so many times where people are late to meetings and practice and workouts. And so, I mean, I've seen so many people late to them, I'm making videos about them. And this one is about being late to meetings. Now, first of all, it's easy to be late to these things, because when you get to college football, you start to realize that your schedule might not always be how you want it to be. If you guys are college athletes out there, you guys know what I'm talking about, because we start at some early times. Like when we work out, you guys can tell. If you guys watch our workout videos, you guys can see, look, it's dark. It's pitch dark outside. That's how early we get up. And so, I mean, that's why I say it's easy to be late, because of how early we work. And so we'll either have meetings, conditioning, or we'll even lift as early as 6 a.m. That means we gotta be up before 6. We gotta be up around 5:30. And you know, some people are rebels. They be trying to cut it short, cut it super short, and wake up 10 minutes and then dip to the meeting. And those are the real savages, because I couldn't do that. I had to make sure I was up early. There were some nights, especially when I was a freshman, I would sleep in the locker room just so I wouldn't be late. It's funny because a lot of people who saw other people who were late get their punishment workouts and stuff, they did not want to be late. So those kids, you would see them in the locker rooms with their pillows and their blankets camping out so they wouldn't be late. A lot of people were scared, and let me tell you, I was scared too. There's a lot of ways of getting in trouble as a college athlete. I mean, you could be late to workouts, you could be late to meetings, you could be late to practice, class. If you were late to class, the way they'd find out is they'd have class checkers. At our school, they would hire students as class checkers. So a lot of times you wouldn't know who the class checker was, because it was always someone different, and they blended in because they looked like a student. Some of them would give it away because they would have their sheets out and they'd be obviously looking for somebody. And then sometimes they would just send coaches. So I mean, when you showed up late to class and you saw your coach standing outside the door, you know it's over. It's over. Meetings was embarrassing, because if you were late to a meeting, it was so obvious. I mean, only your position group is in the meeting room. So there's not that many people, and you have a 100% chance of getting caught. Lifting, sometimes you could get away with it. I mean, myself, I've gotten away with it a couple times because I would just slide in and then just start getting my reps in. But there's been a lot of people who have been late to workouts, and it's embarrassing because sometimes they do stop the whole workout just to embarrass you. So if you get caught, it's really embarrassing. Now, practice is the same way. Sometimes you could get away with it, only though if you're a couple minutes late. Because the further we get in practice, the more they start to use positions. So I mean, if you're late and the coach calls your name at practice, everybody will stop to look for you. And if you weren't there, let me just say, you better have a good excuse. So today, man, I just want to talk to you guys about the types of punishments that come with these late fees. Class is cool because you'll probably just get more study hall hours, which actually kind of suck because we already had enough as student athletes. And so you would have to either go in early to study hall and spend an extra hour or two in there, or the coach would make you come to his office and do extra work. Now practice was bad because if the coach was mad at you at practice, if you guys are football players out there, you guys know what the bull in the ring is. So bull in the ring is when your whole team gets in a circle on the football field and the coaches pick two people. Those two people have to go in the middle and they have to go head. It's real bad when you lose because obviously everybody sees you. Everybody on your team is watching you. So with bull in the ring, this is where the punishment comes in. I remember one time this kid was late to practice and the coaches were mad at him. Usually in bull in the ring, you go against someone your size. So this kid got called up and he was waiting for the coach to call out who he's going against. Our coaches made him go against linemen. This kid had to go bull in the ring. He had to go heads with linemen. And it wasn't just one lineman, it was like 5. And so meetings, this is the one that I want to talk to you guys about. So my homie on my team, his name was Victor Bolden. He was one of the fastest players on our team. They called him Quick 6. Although he was a leader on our team, he was still being held accountable to be on time and show up to everything. So I remember this dude walked in late to a meeting one time and he really had no excuse. And so us other receivers in the room were like, all right, he's gonna get off the hook because it's Victor. I mean, he's one of the biggest playmakers on our team. We show up to workouts and Victor's in the treadmill room. There's times when someone who plays the same position as you gets in trouble, and then sometimes your whole position group gets held accountable for it. Us receivers, we were worried. So we went in the treadmill room and when we walked into the treadmill room, this is what we saw. I mean, hey, so that's just one of the many workouts, one of the many punishment workouts that you'll have to do if you are late to meetings. It was all bad. He had weights strapped to him. It looked like it was hurting so bad. Everybody, but it was funny because we all couldn't help but laugh. The number one thing I want to get across in this video is to just show up on time. And if you can, show up early. One of my coaches always told me, if you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. If you're late, you're forgotten. Do yourself a favor and show up on time. Hey, so I hope you guys enjoyed that video. I'm definitely gonna do a lot more college football videos because I know you guys love those. If you're not subscribed, make sure you guys subscribe because there's a lot more videos coming. I am working on some more NFL collabs because I do got a lot of homies in the NFL that actually want to make videos and I reached out to and they want me to make videos with them. But now we're at the end of the video and like I do at the end of every video, I gotta answer some questions. So the first question goes to DZXK. I don't know how to say your name, but he said, Doc, I'm a tight end in high school. Do you have any tips? Yes, my tips to you, get your footwork down. Make sure you have the best footwork on your team. And I say this because a lot of times tight ends get to college, and I've seen this. A lot of times tight ends, they get to college and coaches think they're too slow, their footwork isn't good enough, so they move them to a different position. I know if you guys are playing tight end out there, I know that's not what a lot of you guys want to do. You guys want to catch the ball and score touchdowns. So I've seen a lot of tight ends be transitioned over to the line because they're a little slow and their footwork isn't as good. If you guys want to continue to play at that position, I would say make sure you guys are working on your speed and make sure you guys are working on your footwork because it is important. You can't just be a big guy and run routes. You got to make sure you do all the little things like footwork, you're maintaining your speed. Make sure you're just working like a skilled position. Hey, the next question comes from Jason P. Sarge. He said, how do you train the juke and spin off tackles better? And so I wanted to answer this question because a lot of times kids ask me how to get better at juking or shaking, and how did I get better at juking and shaking. And a lot of it came from just watching other people. People who are in the NFL and watching a lot of their highlight tapes and just mimicking them. There's a lot of times where I'd study NFL receivers and people who are just above me and where I want to be. And a lot of times I would try to mimic them or copy them and do it in practice, and it worked. So I mean, that's where I got a lot of my moves from, and definitely just practicing them in practice, using them and trying them out. I always had a bunch of moves in my head so that when it came time to practice, I would always have moves to practice in. Especially when you guys are playing catch with your quarterback or anything, that's what you could do after you catch the ball. A lot of times, I mean, I made it a habit. After I caught the ball, I would always do a juke move, just to practice. Appreciate you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, drop a like. If you're not subscribed, make sure you guys subscribe, because I am coming out with a lot more bangers. And also stay tuned. Much love. It's your boy Doc. I'm out.